Sarah, the dedicated town librarian, known for her insatiable curiosity and love of books, couldn't ignore the strange packages that kept appearing on the doorsteps of Rendivill South's residents. Determined to uncover the truth behind these mysteries, Sarah decides to investigate the origin of the packages, especially after she herself receives a package containing a rare and ancient book that had disappeared from the library years ago. Driven by restlessness and a desire to protect her community, Sarah begins to discreetly follow John Marlowe, the mysterious postman whose disturbing deliveries were sowing chaos in the town. Marlowe, with his enigmatic demeanor and calculated steps, became an increasingly sinister figure in Sarah's eyes. After days of meticulous observation, she finally sees him head to the old abandoned mansion on the outskirts of town, a structure long avoided by residents due to the sinister stories associated with it. With her heart racing and a mix of fear and determination, Sarah decides to explore the mansion. Upon entering, she is immediately enveloped by an atmosphere of desolation and abandonment. The walls were covered in cobwebs, and the air was heavy with the smell of mold and decay. The sunlight, filtered through dirty windows, created ghostly shadows that seemed to dance on the walls. With every step, the wooden floor creaked, as if the house were whispering secrets of times past. Exploring the dark and echoing corridors, Sarah finds a room that stands out from the others. The door, though worn by time, was ajar and let out a faint beam of light. Carefully pushing the door open, Sarah enters and discovers a disturbing scene. The room is full of undelivered letters and packages intended for residents long deceased. The letters were organized in orderly piles, each marked with names and dates. Some packages were partially opened, revealing personal and macabre items. The air in the room was even more oppressive, laden with the sense of old secrets and painful memories. While examining the contents of the room, Sarah finds letters dating back decades, containing dark secrets and confessions never revealed. Amidst the horror and fascination, she realizes that many of these letters are from people who mysteriously disappeared or died under suspicious circumstances. The connection between the packages and the town's tragic events becomes increasingly clear. Each discovery sent a new shiver down her spine, as if the house itself were reacting to her presence. At that moment, Sarah hears light footsteps behind her. She quickly turns and sees John Marlowe standing at the door, his expression impassive and cold eyes watching her. With courage, she decides to confront him, demanding to know the reason behind the macabre deliveries and the undelivered letters. The tension in the air was palpable, each second longer than the last. Before she can get an answer, indistinct shadows begin to emerge from the walls, taking grotesque and threatening forms. The shadows seem to come to life, moving with terrifying fluidity. Sarah feels an intense cold run through her body as she tries to fight off the approaching shadows. They surround her, blocking any escape route. The room, which once seemed merely full of mystery, was now a living nightmare. The shadows moved with palpable malevolence, attacking Sarah with supernatural force. Their movements were quick and relentless, making any attempt at defense futile. Despite her desperate struggle, Sarah is quickly overwhelmed by the shadows. She feels the darkness envelop her, ever tighter, until everything around her becomes a vortex of pain and fear. Her screams of terror echo through the mansion, but no one is there to hear. The sensation of being pulled into an endless abyss was overwhelming. Shortly after, when the chaos seems to calm, Sarah mysteriously disappears, leaving only a trail of blood on the floor of the room. The letters and packages remain, silent witnesses to her disappearance. Rendivill South, already steeped in terror and distrust, now faces yet another inexplicable and disturbing loss. The silence of the mansion after Sarah's disappearance was almost deafening, as if the house itself was satisfied with the outcome. The news of Sarah's disappearance spreads quickly throughout the town, further increasing the climate of fear and uncertainty. The residents, already haunted by the secrets revealed by the packages, now wonder who will be the next victim of this terrifying mystery. The figure of John Marlowe becomes even more sinister, an enigma that seems to bring only pain and darkness to the town. The community, once united, begins to crumble under the weight of revelations, and the constant fear of the unknown. As the sun sets over Rendivill South, the town is enveloped by a sense of despair and helplessness. Every house, every corner, seems to hide a dark secret, and each resident is a potential bearer of a terrifying past. Sarah's disappearance is not just a loss for the community, but a harbinger that the evil is far from over. The residents gather in the town hall, their somber faces reflecting the fear that consumes them. The discussions are muted, laden with uncertainty and distrust. Who will be next? And who really is John Marlowe? The tension is palpable, and the atmosphere is charged with fear and paranoia. Meanwhile, in the darkness of the night, a group of Sarah's close friends decides to take drastic measures. Jack, the local pharmacist, Emma, the young reporter for the town's newspaper, and Paul, a retired detective, band together in search of answers. They know they can't trust the local authorities, who seem as lost as the rest of the town. Armed with flashlights, old maps of the town, and a fierce determination, they head toward the abandoned mansion, the last place Sarah was seen. As they approach the mansion, the full moon illuminates the ruined structure, casting long and threatening shadows. The cold wind whispers through the trees, as if nature itself is trying to warn them of the danger that awaits. With each step, the feeling of being watched grows, but the determination to find Sarah and solve the mystery is stronger. Inside the mansion, the atmosphere is even more oppressive. The air is dense and heavy, filled with the smell of decay and despair. The flashlights barely pierce the suffocating darkness. They advance through the narrow corridors, each aware of the imminent danger. Emma, with her camera ready, captures images of walls covered with strange symbols and undelivered letters piled in disorder. Reaching the room where Sarah disappeared, they find the dried blood trail on the floor, a horrible reminder of what happened. Jack, holding the flashlight with trembling hands, examines the scattered letters. He recognizes some of the names, people he had known since childhood, now revealed as bearers of dark secrets. Suddenly, the room is gripped by an intense cold. The shadows on the walls begin to move, coming to life. Emma feels a chill down her spine as the shadows approach, their movements fluid and sinister. Paul instinctively positions himself in front of the group, ready to defend them with whatever he can. In the midst of the chaos, a soft and ghostly voice echoes through the room. It's Sarah. Her figure emerges from the shadows, pale and ethereal, her eyes full of despair. She tries to speak, but her voice is muffled by the darkness around her. With great effort, she manages to murmur a warning, "Get out of here," before it's too late. The shadows begin to envelop Sarah again, and Jack, Emma, and Paul know they must act quickly. They move toward her, trying to reach her before the shadows take her back. But the forces controlling the mansion are powerful and vengeful. The shadows attack, separating the group and creating indescribable chaos. Emma, trying to capture as much evidence as possible, is pulled back by an invisible force. Jack, in a panic, looks for an exit, but the doors that were once open are now sealed by impenetrable darkness. Paul, with his detective experience, tries to stay calm and find a way to escape. As they fight for survival, they realize that the mansion is not just a physical place but a manifestation of Rendivill South's secrets and sins. Every shadow, every whisper, is a reminder of past mistakes returning to haunt the living. With one last desperate effort, Jack manages to break a window, allowing a faint moonlight to enter the room. The light weakens the shadows momentarily, giving them the chance to escape. They run out of the mansion, their breaths heavy and hearts pounding wildly. Outside, in the relative safety of the night, they look at the mansion, now just a menacing silhouette against the night sky. They know the battle is far from over. Sarah may have been taken by the shadows, but her final warning still echoes in their minds. Determined to uncover the truth and save their town, Jack, Emma, and Paul vow to continue their investigation. Rendivill South may be steeped in dark secrets, but they won't rest until every truth is revealed and every lost soul avenged. As the night advances, the town sleeps restlessly, its residents haunted by the secrets yet to come. And in the darkness of the mansion, the shadows move, waiting patiently for the next victim.